So I have not thought that a WWE PLE, especially a War Games Survivor Series with two War Games cages, some very interesting potential storylines, especially out of the men's match, would go as poorly as it did. And aesthetically, it looked great. Petco Park looked amazing. The overview shots, it looked great. It did not perform well on television. And that goes, in my opinion, for every single match on this card, including the John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio Intercontinental Championship match. Now, again, I'm recording this on Monday, so we'll see what happens on Raw with the Masked Man, which we're about to talk about. The internet sleuths obviously think it's Austin Theory, certainly a possibility. It could be revealed tonight on Raw, for all I know. But I'm just going to be honest with you and hit some notes here. This is probably the worst WWPOE since Hell in a Cell 2022, which the only match that we remember from that event was Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, the famous Cody Rhodes peeling off his jacket, the orange tricep after working out, the purple shoulder. That match was great. War Games was pretty good, at least on the men's side. I was disappointed by the fact I thought there should have been more tables involved instead of one, with Roman Reigns spearing Brock Lesnar and Jey Uso through one. There was no tables involved in the women's match. They had a trash can in there because Io Sky did a swanton bomb off the top of the cage, which was very telegraphed at the end of the match. Again, we all thought it was cool. But I think one of my problems with War Games this year is it was like there was no burning rivalries, and even the ones that were, right? Rhea Ripley and Asuka didn't really interact. Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, outside of the big dive off the top rope, and CM Punk and Drew McIntyre getting their personal beef in, did not feel it. The most personal we felt in there was Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar outside of the steel cage. Charlotte and Asuka continued in the women's side from the advantage match on SmackDown. It just felt like that they were working and sort of working towards spots. And, the match to me really had no flow. Again, outside of AJ Lee scaling the cage because Becky Lynch did not want her to get in the match, and AJ Lee quickly slapping on the Black Widow after Rhea Ripley hit Becky Lynch with a riptide. AJ Lee and Becky Lynch didn't really interact. And I also thought not having the shark cages next to the stage for War Games, and for the women, them bringing weapons down to the ring, and for the men, them getting weapons underneath the ring. With how long it took to get down to the ring and get the weapons and get inside the cage, I thought it ruined the flow of War Games. You know, I think it was hard to see, especially it looked like it from the top of the stadium. The show just did not flow. I mean, for four matches, the show was 3 hours and 13 minutes, and it felt like a 6 hour show. And again, I'm not saying I'm a WWE defender, but I watch WWE. I'm a casual wrestling fan. I don't watch AEW. I don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. I don't watch any of this other stuff. I read stuff on the internet, but I mostly just watch Raw, SmackDown, and the PLEs. And this PLE was an F, flat out, maybe a D plus. I think Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar may have saved the show. Brock Lesnar gave Roman Reigns an F5 for the announce table to free Superman punches from the OTC. That was fun. Brock Lesnar suplexing and F5ing everyone after Jey Uso was scaling the steel cage was fun. That was it. Again, outside of the EO skydive, and I thought they did a good job making Lash Legend feel like a physical force in the women's division. I'm excited to see what her and Nia Jax do as a tag team. But again, Rhea Ripley and Alexa Bliss, or Charlotte Flair with the big boots were the one to take out Nia Jax and Lash Legend, not the tag team themselves and Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. They went with Alexa Bliss and Asuka, or excuse me, Charlotte Flair and Asuka, excuse me. And then instead of Alexa Bliss, Io Sky enters the cage next. To me, I start with Io Sky, and then I have Asuka come in, and I would have the women's have the heel advantage in War Games. So I would have Kairi Sane come in and beat down Io Sky, and you have the 2-on-1. Then you have, let's say, even Rhea Ripley. If you want a big star come in next. You have 2-on-2 with the history there. Then you have Lash Legend enter. Then you have Alexa Bliss or Charlotte Flair, and then Nia Jax, and then the other. And the last two then could be Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. But they didn't do it that way. I thought the men's scenario was interesting where they had, you know, um, the kickoff between CM Punk and Braun Breaker, and Braun Breaker getting the fall on CM Punk. I do not put that past the fact that I think, as I've said, that is the WrestleMania Night 1 main event. Braun Breaker will win the Elimination Chamber after Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns will face Cody Rhodes. I've talked about this. They want to make WrestleMania 42 in Vegas feel bigger than WrestleMania 41. They want it to be better than WrestleMania 41 because WrestleMania 41 was not well received. You do Punk Breaker night one, you do Roman, Cody night two, you have The Rock return. Roman Reigns thinks the final boss is going to help him out. Instead, he turns on Reigns. Cody Rhodes aligns himself with the final boss. The way The Rock tried to screw Cody Rhodes out of the Undisputed title at WrestleMania 41. And after we've been building this 3-year storyline of The Rock trying to find his corporate champion, Cody Rhodes finally comes back to him. And that's how you build intrigue. The Masked Man, Austin Theory, or whoever could even be Chris Jericho. Maybe they join the Vision, maybe they don't. I don't know. We still have to see CM Punk face Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight Championship, and it's not going to happen at Saturday night's main event because John Cena's last match is probably going to be against Gunther. Though I will say, for all you complaining about John Cena losing the Intercontinental Championship to Dominic Mysterio, this does open the door for John Cena to beat Gunther because a championship is not on the line, and everybody wants to see John Cena go out on top. Nobody at this point wants to see John Cena on his back for the final two matches. And that Cena Dominic Mysterio match was more to me about John Cena putting over Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez, and the returning Liv Morgan, who that was the moment of the night for me. Liv turns on Dom. I thought that was going to lead to a Liv Morgan babyface turn, and they're going to keep Dom heel. And instead, Liv kicks John Cena in the cojones. Bang! Dominic Mysterio hits the frog splash, and Dom and Liv walk out. Now, again, I think all of this is eventually going to lead to Finn Balor and JD McDonough, who, of course, did get double F5, or double FU'd, I guess you could say, double AA'd by Cena. Um, that could have been John Cena's last double AA of his career. So shout out to Finn Balor and JD McDonough, who JD McDonough is now going to become the last person ever, in my opinion, to get pinned by John Cena in that six-man tag match on Raw. And spoiler alert, this coming Saturday, my top 10 matches of John Cena of all time will be out. Michael Reiner, Jay Zanvik, the two best wrestling fans I know, helped me break down the list of John Cena's top 10 matches of all time. And spoiler alert, as you may guess, we have matches from almost every historical opponent, from every era. We covered a wide array of matches, from singles to Extreme Rules to triple threat matches. So we left it all out there on the table. You'll see that again this Saturday, December 6th, right here on Brandon's World. But Roxanne Perez hit her pop rocks, and Raquel hit the Hada bomb, and that was great. And Cena put all these women over. But that match was about starting the eventual Judgment Day feud, which again I think will be Liv and Dom and Ray against Roxanne, Finn, and JD. Maybe even I'll stretch this all the way to WrestleMania and have Raquel Rodriguez in the middle, picking between Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan. She eventually picks Roxanne Perez. You get heel Raquel versus babyface Liv Morgan. That's the way I'd book it. But yeah, the Vision won the men's war games. Great. I thought we were going to have a further storyline advancement with Braun Breaker and Logan Paul, and maybe there's some dissension with Brock Lesnar. Nope, there was none of it. We had Paul Heyman give Logan Paul brass knucks. Does this mean Logan Paul is officially in the Vision? I have no idea. I'm kind of hoping tonight on Raw they book a World Championship match for the Raw after Saturday night's main event to get people to tune in. CM Punk versus Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight Championship. Um, Again, like Rhea, AJ Lee, Io, Alexa, and Charlotte, they win war games. What does that mean? Where is Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair going? Because they're not in the World Championship picture right now. Because Jade Cargill all of a sudden on SmackDown is attacking who's supposed to be a heel Women's United States Champion in Chelsea Green. I think the right call here is have Chelsea Green win the Royal Rumble and face Jade Cargill at WrestleMania and give Chelsea her moment. They're probably going to save that though for Bianca Belair. Where she has been since Evolution 2, I have no idea. And Stephanie Valkyrie defeated Nikki Bella. And again, these two women, Nikki Bella attacked her. They had one video package and they had an okay match where everybody knew that Stephanie Valkyrie was going to win. I thought this show, to be honest with you, was pointless. I thought nothing mattered on this show. The only thing that I thought actually did matter was long term. We got confirmation that Roman Reigns is going to win the Royal Rumble and face Cody Rhodes, and I absolutely cannot wait for that. So I think WrestleMania season is potentially going to be a banger. I think Roman Cody 3 is the story you tell. You have Roman Reigns trying to get the championship back. The championship that, by the way, he never got a rematch for after losing at WrestleMania 40. Cody Rhodes is right. Roman Reigns is now a chief without a tribe. He no longer has his wise man. The Usos are off doing their own thing. So is Sikoa has his problems with the OTC, or excuse me, with the MFTs. There is no interference. But Cody Rhodes has changed now too. He no longer has Kevin Owens as an ally. He may no longer have Randy Orton as an ally. We haven't seen Randy Orton since God knows when. And this is what I'm predicting, that Cody Rhodes will turn heel, and Randy Orton's first feud post WrestleMania will be with Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. And so I'm excited to see what direction we go. I think there's a possibility Seth Rollins does come back, either at WrestleMania or the night after. Braun Breaker is the world champion. CM Punk is getting beat down by the Vision. Boom, out comes the Visionary. And now Seth Rollins and CM Punk are forced to work together to take down Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, and whoever the hell this mystery guy is. I think that's a story you could tell for Backlash. I think Backlash, you could do Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and you could do Seth Rollins and CM Punk versus the Vision with the world title on the line. That would be a hell of a place to start for Backlash. But for War Games, it seems like, and again, hindsight's 2020. John Cena clearly wanted to put Dominic Mysterio. I'm fine with that. They wanted to get one more women's match on the card. Let Stephanie Valkyrie defend the Women's World Championship. She's not over to me because her promos are not over. It's hard for me to get invested in her, whatever. Did War Games set up WrestleMania? Probably. But is it going to mean anything in hindsight? Maybe. Maybe not. And that's my problem. I think the crowd there probably enjoyed it. I heard good things about the crowd. I do think it's hard to get audio in a stadium. For whatever reason, WWE events, the audio at stadiums always sound quieter than arenas. And I don't know if it's just the difficulty, whatnot, but I thought the crowd was sitting on their hands all night. I thought the pop even for John Cena was mid. The pop for Roman Reigns was mid. I thought the loudest they got all night was Brock Lesnar's music hitting after Jey Uso was yeeting. And they're clearly into Jey Uso, which is one of the reasons why Jey Uso is not turning heel. I do think, by the way, he loses to LA Knight tonight. That would be my prediction. I think LA Knight and Gunther we get for the John Cena last time is now tournament, which we'll talk more about that next week. WWE has had a weird year. We'll talk about it in the Brands World Christmas special, which does premiere December 19th. My WWE awards for the year. WWE has been stuck in neutral, especially for the past few months. They typically are during this fall period. But it's been a great year and a horrible year for WWE at the same time. And I don't know. Every time we dub WWE, though, they always come back with something. So we'll have to see. Um, that's all I got. Like that clip from the Brands World podcast? If so, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button. While you're down there hitting the subscribe button, make sure to also hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload. And make sure you check out all the other clips from the Brands World podcast right here on YouTube.